What's going on YouTube? It's Mike here. Today guys, in this video I'm going to be reviewing the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. So just a little over a week ago, Apple released their two new flagship smartphones, the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus, probably the most anticipated smartphone of all time. Seriously, it was. And so usually I wait about a week and a half until I actually go ahead and review Apple's latest gadgets, and so far my experience has been great, and I can't wait to tell you all about it on my video today. But first, we're going to get into some specs and stuff like that. We're going to check out the device, the inside and outside, just so you can know everything about it. Just some brief information. So far, I really love both of these phones. I'm using the 6 Plus, the bigger iPhone 6, as my daily driver, but I still love the 6 just as much. Really, they are phenomenal phones, and I'm really happy with the experience so far. So we're going to start off with the iPhone 6. Now, this is the main device that Apple offers. This is the starting price, which is for 16 gigs, just starts at $199, and this has the beautiful Retina HD 4.7-inch display, which comes in at 1334 by 750 resolution at 326 pixels per inch. And I must tell you, this is the ideal size for a smartphone. Seriously, that was my first thought when I got it. I just picked it up and I'm like, wow, this is really the ideal size for a smartphone. It's not too small and it's not too big, something like you get on the 6 Plus. So I feel like a lot of people are going to go with this. And it's 6.9 millimeters thick, making it just a little thicker than its predecessor. However, it's a bigger phone, so you'd have to expect that. Now, the 6 has 64-bit architecture with an A8 Apple A8 processor alongside the M8 Motion coprocessor, and it has a brand new camera in the back that shoots at 60 frames per second in 1080p HD. Now offers slow-mo at 240 frames per second, not just 120 frames. And so there's also a bunch of other features packed into the iPhone 6's rear camera. It's still 8 megapixels. The front camera is still the same. Moving alongside to the iPhone 6 Plus, we have, again, the Retina HD display. However, we have it at 5.5 inches in size, which comes in at 1920 by 1080 resolution at, of course, 401 pixels per inch. So that is a lot of pixels. Now, this one is just a tad thicker at 7.1 millimeters thin. Again, you'd expect that from a much bigger phone. And this one still has 64-bit architecture with the Apple A8 chip and M8 coprocessor, and all the features about the camera that I told you before. Both of these pack beautiful cameras. One feature I really like is how there's a rotating springboard, which is something I've always wanted on the iPhone, and you kind of need it in this case since it's a much bigger phone. Overall, it's just really nice. I'm loving the experience so far. Like I said, it's my daily driver. Some other features that they have, LTE is much faster and better now. Same goes for Wi-Fi. There's Apple Pay, which is their own version of NFC that you can use with your credit or debit card. There's the reachability feature, which lowers the screen for you so things are easier to press since it's a much bigger screen. Now, I wanted to show you guys this. A lot of people have been asking me, how weird is it in the hand, especially when you hold it up to your ear to make a phone call or something. Right here, I'm holding the iPhone 6. You can see it's not that big. It's not that small. It doesn't look super awkward. It's not so bad. Like I said, it's that ideal smartphone size. And as you can see, it doesn't look that awkward. Now, if we move on to something like the 6 Plus, you can see that on my head, it is absolutely colossal. It's actually insane. So, yes, this is a lot more awkward. It's almost like holding one of those Texas Instruments calculators to your head as a smartphone, if you could picture that. They are pretty big. So overall, you kind of have to make a decision whether you want a smaller smartphone or bigger smartphone. The 6 Plus is a lot bigger in my pocket, and it feels a lot more different than what I had in the past. It does stick out, it does jolt out. There's the whole bending issue since the 6 Plus is a lot bigger. Alright, now we're going to get into the goodies with all the buttons and such. On the side, we have our new recessed volume buttons and ringer switch. On the bottom here, we have our 3.5mm headphone jack, microphone, lightning port, and speaker. You can see the speaker kind of extends on the 6 Plus. Right here on the side, we have our SIM trays, and now a power button on the side, which is rumored forever. And then if we have a look on the back, you can see our protruding camera lenses on both models. Since both phones are a little bit thinner, the camera lens does stick out. Not a big deal. You have a dual LED flash and a microphone. And on the bottom here, you see the iPhone logo and then Apple logo, which is now embroidered into there. And then, we have those weird looking antenna bends on the side that everyone's kind of had a problem with, but I don't really mind. On the top here, we have our speaker, ambient light sensor, proximity sensor, and front-facing camera. And on the bottom here, you have your standard Touch ID fingerprint sensor / home button. So it's pretty much the same all around. Putting the 6 on top of the 6 Plus, you could just see how much bigger the 6 Plus gets, and the size difference especially. I'd say the 6 is about 75, maybe 80% the size of the 6 Plus. So it is a huge upgrade if you're going to the 6 Plus from the 6 or anything below that. There you could just see the size difference between the two. Regardless of the size, they're both really comfortable to use, and I love the experience on either one. I could deal with either one if I wanted. When looking at predecessors, you see 4S, 5, 6, 6 Plus, we have come a very long way. So I've said it many times before, like I said, I'm very satisfied with what Apple has done this round on the iPhone lineup. This is the 6 Plus here, and I'm very satisfied to have it as my daily driver. It takes some time to get used to a bigger screen, power button on the side, but when you get used to it, you'll absolutely love the experience. Now, if you're not someone that wants a big flashy smartphone or maybe has smaller hands, then the iPhone 6 is the way to go. It's kind of smaller screen, but it's bigger than what you've had in the past, and it's just like the perfect size. It's like the sweet spot for iPhone users or iOS users all around. Putting the two together, you get an amazing duo. Seriously, I have to give Apple credit on this one. They really are opening up to a lot more customers with making bigger screen sizes, much nicer, thinner, lighter, and just more beautiful looking designs. I mean, they really hit the nail on the head this time around with the screen sizes, the design, and everything attached to it. I mean, the experience feels so much better, and those that are on Android or have switched away from iPhone, I feel like this time around you're going to switch back because this is ultimately it. I mean, it's 2014, screens are getting bigger, smartphones are becoming more advanced, and it was Apple's turn to move on. And you know, they take time on their things, but when they do take time, they get things right, which is the best part. That being said, I don't have much complaints with the iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus, besides the fact that I wish iOS was a little more enhanced for the bigger screen size and developers would get around to updating their apps sooner. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review of the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. If you did, please be sure to smash that like button below. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Of course, comment on your thoughts and click the subscribe button below if you haven't had the chance already. Thank you guys for watching all my iPhone 6 coverage, and stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video.